Yes, fight fans, body and mind sports, my people. You are fully appreciated in this round, my guys, my people. I just want to catch up on this past weekend's boxing. We had Keyshawn Davis challenging Dennis Berinchyk for his WBO title at 135 pounds. That was in Madison Square Gardens, New York, US of A, my guys, my people. And on the 14th of February, the Friday. Then on the Saturday, the 15th, we had over here in the UK, England, at the Co-op Live Arena in Manchester, was Jack Catterall versus Arnold Barboza, contending for that WBO mandatory titleage, and of course mandatory to Teofimo Lopez, the current WBO champion, at 140 pounds, my guys, my people. And that is the fight there that I want to talk about. Catterall versus Barboza. A very lackluster fight. Neither fighter did much, but Barboza just that little bit more to deserve the win. After all, he did win more rounds in my opinion, and I think the judges got it right this time, and a great win for Barboza. But Catterall, just way too comfortable sitting on the outside, being the counter puncher, and totally reliant on Barboza bringing the fight to him so that he could possibly capitalize off Barboza's mistakes. But like I said, not too much done by either fighter in this fight, so not enough offense by Barboza for Catterall to capitalize off of, my guys, my people. And also two other things I noticed. Obviously, Catterall had issues with Barboza's speed, his height, and of course his 3-inch reach advantage, because Catterall totally did not have a jab, my guys, and often reaching with his backhand. And of course, when you are trying to strike somebody who has a longer arm reach than you with your backhand instead of your front jab hand, you're coming from a longer distance. So you're making the situation even harder on yourself. What he should have done in that situation where he is having issues with his opponent's speed and reach, then of course, like I said, you would need a jab, and not to compete directly with your opponent's reach in a jabbing situation. Change levels, stab to the body with your jab, stab to the body. That would work to slow your opponent down, number one. Stop him in his tracks and frustrate him the hell out, my guys, my people, and force him to want to get his own back, and in doing so mount more attacks for you to counter from as a natural counter puncher. Jack Catterall, that is, my guys, my people. And also Catterall, who is known for good footwork. Where was his ring generalship? He wasn't given that many angles in this fight either, my guys, my people. Use the ring. Look at the fight from different angles, get different perspectives. That of course will give you a better insight on what is going on in the fight and which openings are there available for you. Also works for you to create openings for yourself. And guess what? Using your feet, you don't have to work to your opponent's pace and speed, but just step around different angles, make your opponent work harder. As you can see, Barboza, he liked to bounce a lot. Make him bounce more. And all of these things I've mentioned that Catterall should have used also works to upset Barboza's rhythm, my guys, his rhythm, because that's what the bounce is all about. To keep a rhythm going, my guys, my people. So yeah, just to sum it all up, lack of creativity, very negative in his offense, so not creating enough offense for himself and openings, and of course being too comfortable, naturally as a counter puncher on the outside. And that is what ultimately lost Jack Catterall this fight, I would say, my guys, my people. So yeah, great win for Barboza. Great win for Barboza. He came in with a game plan, not too much boxing, not too much on the offense. So he stood right in between the gameplay that he used for Sean McComb and Jose Ramirez. You know, the Ramirez one, he applied a lot of boxing, and in the Sean McComb one, he was just going full throttle forward. So he found some sweet spot to just lie right in between there and caused a lot of how can I put it, like a stalemate in the fight, which Catterall just had no answers for, my guys, my people. So now Barboza, the interim champion for the WBO at 140 pounds, and he wants Teofimo Lopez, the current champion, my guys. But check this, my guys, check this. Barboza may be uplifted. He may be uplifted instead of having to face Teofimo, who may drop that title. After all, Teofimo Lopez, he does have a fight with Richardson Hitchens that he's planning to make as part of his free fight deal with Turki Al Sheikh. They are hoping that fight will take place in Alcatraz. Yes, you heard it. Alcatraz, my guys, my people, at the in July, my guys. And this is where that becomes a problem, because the WBO wants Teofimo to now satisfy his mandatory. In fact, they made this decision before this fight happened, to satisfy his mandatory by the deadline 15th of August. 15th of August, my guys, which is too close to July when him and Hitchens are fighting. So not even enough room to make camp, to make a good, solid, long enough training camp, my guys, my people. So he may drop that title if he, of course, passes Hitchens. If he passes Hitchens. And in that case, Barboza may be uplifted. But if Hitchens were to beat Teofimo Lopez, then we know Hitchens naturally would inherit the task of honoring the mandatory with Barboza, my guys, my people. But let's look at the case in, if Barboza gets uplifted. Of course, that is what Eddie Hearn is hoping for, and hopes Catterall, who is number 2 still in the WBO rankings, will get another crack at Barboza for the full titleage. But what I would say, to secure that position there, maybe you should have another fight and get himself in a stronger mandatory position, maybe the number 1 position, which is now vacant because of Barboza moving up now as the interim champion, my guys, my people. That will give him a stronger case to challenge for that title, and maybe for the WBO to order the fight. And in which case, if Barboza chooses that he doesn't want to fight Catterall a second time, then maybe Catterall gets uplifted, my guys, my people. So yes, for now, I would say Catterall needs a fight in between to move him up in a stronger position as maybe the number 1 challenger to the title, my guys, my people. So that is the scenario there. So far, there are fighters that, several fighters that Catterall can face, but I'm not going to go into that. That is Eddie Hearn's job, my guys, my people. But yeah, that's all I have on that fight there. It's time, let's move on to the next one. I'm not going to talk about any more fights on that fight card there. I'm going to move on to the Madison Square Gardens fight card. Let's talk about Abdullah Mason, my guys. one of the best and highly talked about fighters in the 135-pound division. That is the lightweight division, my guys, my people. Very impressive fighter, and a great win over Manuel Jaimes, a former opponent of Rolly Romero. It took him, I think it was a 10-round fight, I believe, that they were. Now it was a 12th-round fight, him and Rolando Romero, who won the fight by unanimous decision. So failed to stop Jaimes. And here comes Abdullah Mason stopping Jaimes in just 4 rounds, my guys. Very, very impressive. If you watch the fight, this is a kid that is not afraid to punch with his opponent. You know, he's got decent defense. You can't catch him in between punches if you are a higher caliber fighter, I believe. And it has happened in his previous fight where he got dropped twice in the first round. I've forgotten the name of the fighter, but on his record, he did have a high KO ratio, my guys, my people. So yeah, in this fight with Jaimes, of course, Abdullah Mason, he gets the stoppage in the 4th round. Very, very impressive. And very, very impressive considering that Rolly Romero, who is a former champion, who lost his WBA title at 140 pounds to Isaac Pitbull Cruz, went 2-0, 12 rounds with Jaimes. And here comes the young you know, fighter, Abdullah Mason, who I believe is only 22, 23 years old. I could be wrong, but he is very, very young, and he stopped him impressively, my guys, in 4 rounds. Very, very skillful fighter. Guys, you need to look out for this youth here. He's going places, definitely going places, and he will be a problem at the 135-pound division. For sure, my guys. But now I want to talk about another young fighter that is not so impressive right now. 25 years old, Gerard Anderson. He came off a loss to Martin Bakole on a Riyadh season fight card via a 5th round stoppage after being, you know, dropped several times, leading to that stoppage there, my guys, my people. And this was supposed to be his I would say rebuilding fight. Some people are calling it a tune-up. What tune-up, my guys? Who is he tuning up to fight next? I don't know of any opponent that they have lined up for him, so I wouldn't call it a tune-up fight, but yeah, a recovery fight to rebuild and gain more confidence. But one positive thing, let me start with the positive first. Anderson did not look like a fighter that had been stopped before in this fight. I mean, he was not afraid to let his hands go. So not suffering from Anthony Joshua and he's not suffering from Anthony Joshua and Adrian Broner syndrome. No, not suffering from that at all. Was willing to let his hands go for his fight. It was a 10-round fight for his fight, but didn't look energetic, didn't look like he wanted to be there. No gusto, and not putting much into his punches either, my guys, my people. It's a good thing to variate the speed and power of your punches, but when none of your punches you're putting any power into it at all, so not looking like he was trying to even stop his opponent. And I thought he would possibly stop his opponent by the 4th round, but he failed to do so. He was actually fighting Marios Kolias, who is a fighter from Greece. Kolias, on his record, shows he has quite considerable power, but has not faced any really highly rated opponent like that, my guys, my people. So never fought anyone on the level of Anderson. But Anderson, even without trying so hard, I mean, he had enough pop to gain Kolias's respect, because Kolias wasn't just coming at him anyhow. Although Kolias himself was putting up a great effort, you can tell that he was fighting his fight, my guys, my people, but at the same time seemed reserved, not fully taking the fight to Anderson either. Perhaps the power was in his mind, my guys, my people. But check what Kolias did, trouble Anderson in. I mean, he's a very sneaky puncher. Caught Anderson with a few good right hands, and also in the 12th round shook up Anderson quite a bit on the ropes. But when I say shook him up, it had him, bobbing and weaving. A lot of the punches blocked. But the way that he had Anderson pinned up against the ropes had a lot of people concerned, my guys, my people. So yeah, in my opinion, a fight that should have taken 4 rounds took Anderson the whole entire 10 rounds. So not a great look for Anderson in his comeback. Perhaps he did that purposely because he just didn't want to assert himself too much in his first comeback from a loss, my guys, my people. I mean, after all, Anderson was complaining that he didn't want to go, he wasn't willing to go the full 10 rounds. He was complaining in his corner that he was tired. And also in the past, he had, cried about the responsibility of being a boxer on his shoulders, my guys. That responsibility on his shoulders. Of course, you have all the fans in this country looking at him to be the future of US heavyweight boxing, my guys, my people. And I think he's just not built for that responsibility. I mean, he did say in the past that he's only in it for the money. He doesn't care about championships or anything like that. And that was the reason, I would say, why he took the Bakole fight. Because, Martin Bakole, there were other options for Anderson to take, but he's the one that picked Bakole. Out of several names that were shown to him as options from Turkey Al Sheikh, my guys, my people. So the money is what he's driven by. His heart is not really in boxing like that. He's just seeing it as a way out. That's the feeling I'm getting from him. But if I'm wrong, then it's time for Anderson to pick it up. Time to pick it up, my guys, and show us who you really are, my guys, my people. Yeah, very lackluster performance from Anderson though. And he did win via unanimous decision, but it wasn't enough. This is someone I expect him to stop by 4 rounds. By 4 rounds, my guys, my people. Abdullah Mason versus James, by the way, I predicted the 6th round. Abdullah Mason got him out in 4, my guys, my people. Now, back to another young fighter in Xander Zayas. Fights at the 154 pounds division, my guys, my people. And he went up against Slaughter Spoma, my guys, my people. Listen, very impressive. This Xander Zayas, he has a very educated style, my guys. Very educated style. He literally won this fight with 3 different techniques of punching. And that is the jab. The jab, my guys. He has a very strong, long, and variable jab. So different ways of throwing that jab. He has a very strong and very good technique of throwing the left hook to the body and to the head as well. So the jab, left hook to the head and body, or body and head, whichever way you want to look at it, worked for him all night in this fight. Those 3 punches, I would say 80% of the time was what he was throwing. And if he makes his opponent miss, by ducking over his opponent's punch, guaranteed. You know that the left hook to the body is coming. Very, very vicious body puncher, and vicious left hooker as well. But he also has a great, consistent, and variable jab, my guys, my people, which worked wonderful for him on the night to get the 9th round stoppage. I actually predicted 6th round, but he did manage to stop him. Many people were predicting the unanimous decision, but I knew he had enough to stop Spomer, even though Spomer himself is a you know, very hardy fighter, my guys. He's not there to, you know, lay down. He's not there to lay down. He came to fight, and even caught Xander Zayas in the 4th round with a short right. Zayas, of course, getting a bit too punch happy in that round, and Spomer punching between Zayas' punches caught him, my guys. But he recovered very quickly, Xander Zayas, so very impressive. He has got a good chin. He's got a good chin and a good recovery time, my guys, my people. So Xander Zayas, he will be problems for anybody at 154 pounds. He's the future of that division, I would say, and the future for Puerto Rican boxing. 100%, my guys, the future for Puerto Rican boxing, my guys, my people. But now let's move on to the next one. Great win by Xander Zayas, by the way. Great win, my guys, my people. And Spomer, he came and he tried hard. Of course, trained by Jones, Roy Jones, my guys. The great Roy Jones, my guys, my people. But on to the next one, my guys. The last fight, but not least, Keyshawn Davis versus Denise Berinchyk for the WBO title, which Berinchyk, of course, was defending on the night, my guys, my people. But did he actually come to defend that fight? Because to me, it looked like he was more centered on being an obstruction to Keyshawn Davis, just swinging wildly, not looking like he even wanted to hit the target, but just to get close enough to grab hold of Keyshawn Davis and stop him from mounting his own attacks. That was all he wanted to do, just to spoil the play on the night. That's it, you know. But I like how you know, Keyshawn conducts himself, very focused, patient in the fight. Didn't rush his work, just took his time to figure out you know, Berinchyk and his foolish play, and also the fact that he came with awkwardness in the fight. His movement very, very awkward, jittery, bouncing up and down, my guys, my people. But yeah, he took his time, Keyshawn did, and once he got his time right, you couldn't miss that right hand. You couldn't miss that right hand, just catching him all night, even though it only took him 4 rounds to stop Berinchyk. The first time it did drop Berinchyk before the stoppage, though. In the 2nd round, left hook to the body, and then finally sweet combination there thrown by Keyshawn Davis. And I think he learned a lot from Terence Bud Crawford from this one. Terence Bud Crawford, the catch and shoot king, my guys. This is exactly what Keyshawn Davis did. Berinchyk through the left, Keyshawn caught with the right, yeah, and countered with a right left to the chin of Berinchyk, and then Berinchyk replied with a right, and Keyshawn caught with the left, simultaneously ducking underneath Berincyk's punch, and then followed up with a right hook to the body, left hook to the body, dropped Berinchyk, couldn't make the count. That was all she wrote, my guys. Done. And of course, we can't leave out the great trainer himself, Bo McIntosh. Of course, my guys, my people. Great team there. And Keyshawn definitely under the right care and tutelage, my guys, my people. Let's see if Tank will be brave enough to fight him. And yeah, Lomachenko is another one, the IBF champion. He may be retired, he may come back, but if he comes back, I believe he would fight Keyshawn Davis instead. After all, they are under the same promotional banner. Top rank promotion, my guys, my people. And also, Loma may want to avenge his countryman's loss, his countryman in Denise Berinchyk, my guys, my people. So yeah, because in the past, Lomachenko, well, he has said that he wasn't willing to fight Berinchyk because he just wanted another name from his country to be champion in the division, my guys, my people. So yeah, great win for Keyshawn Davis. Great win for all the winners on the night, Friday and Saturday. That is Friday the 14th and Saturday the 15th. More life to every fighter that took part in those fights there, my guys, my people. And yeah, with that said, that's all I have for you on this one. But before you leave, my guys, my people, do like, do share, subscribe, and of course, drop your comments below. And as always, my guys, my people, stay super, super